Panel discussion. What does the community of people with disabilities want and need in terms of standards to feel safe, protected, and included? Marcie Roth, Technical Assistance Coordinator for the U.S. Access Board, moderated this panel. Hilary Styron, Director of the National Organization on Disability Emergency Preparedness Initiative, NOD/EPI, and workshop co-chair, spoke to the need for accessible formats for information as federal law requires accessibility. She cited relevant statistics to support this need, such as 42% of companies claimed they have emergency plans in place. However, only 16% have accessible formats. Additionally, less than 6% had appropriately compliant accessible plans. Also, Ms. Styron outlined the need for standards related to functional medical support facilities, as well as guidance for sheltering. She concluded by stating, "Nothing without us, about us," to emphasize the need for inclusion of the community of persons with disabilities in the development of standards-based solutions. Bill Scott, DARAC, founder and president of Abilities Unlimited Incorporated, shared his experience on testing an evacuation chair with the assistance of Alan Frazier of NFPA. In doing so, he called attention to the reliance on trust in moving from his wheelchair to the evacuation chair with assistance from a known or potentially random volunteer, which can be a rather frightening experience for both parties. Also, he noted the patience required by both parties in the midst of a crisis. Lastly, he pointed out that there is a need for addressing post-evacuation procedures as the evacuation chair aids in exiting the building, while the wheelchair remains in the building. The aforementioned points lead Mr. Scott to his conclusion that a need for standards for the design of emergency evacuation devices exists. Marcie Roth, Executive Director of the National Coalition for Disability Rights, NCDR, stated that the wants of the community of persons with disabilities in regards to standards include safety, protection, the elimination of unnecessary fallout in a crisis, and clarity in making it possible for maintaining independence. She also noted that challenges for consideration cover integration of the subject community versus making them feel quote-unquote special, ensuring adequate representation from the community not only at the table in standards development, but also in assuming leadership roles in the process and devising successful training plans inclusive of entire communities. She concluded by noting the need for standards to clarify expectations.